Some games are made of pieces, once carved from ivory bone, and others etched with skillful hands upon the face of stone. There are those that run the course of time, kept secret unless asked. But the game bestowed within this book is played on polished glass. The Parting Mirror, written by C.C. Crimefighter. Would you ever take a dare to face the mirror without a care, and with a bold, determined stare, wonder if you're really there? To fix your gaze upon the twin, reflecting back with equal grin, and in a stance straight as a tree, speak both in perfect harmony. Could it be the one I see is not the me I think to be? And with this valiant declaration, as if to wield an incantation, give your toothbrush wand a whirl, and change your hair to an ice cream swirl. Would you be the one you knew, staring back in front of you? If your frosty locks touched summer air, dripped from your head and were not there, and wondering eyes began to stare at your melted spot so far up there, would you care, or could you see that swirly dew was never me? There is no way that I could tell if I be me without my smell, and surely life would be the differ if my face had lost its sniffer. Just think of all the hours spent smelling every lovely scent, and how slowly the hanging clock would tick if there was nothing more to blow or pick. So much of fun comes from the tongue, revealing every taste. If it should go, should I suppose, my joy would go to waste. The thought of eating apple pie without the taste to savour, and relish in the symphony of each delicious flavour. I might as well just dig my grave for such a tragic fate. And in the spot to mark my plot, an empty dinner plate. I'd like to think I'd be the same were I to lose my only name. But how then could I hope to be without a word to call on me? Unless, of course, all things were one, there'd be no need to chase or run. If these eyes were ocean blue, would I see the same as you? Or look on towards a different scene, should they change to emerald green? Could I feel the guiding light if my gaze gave up its sight, and moved about this muddled haze toward the warmth of golden rays? These arms, I'm sure, belong to me. Without them could I ever be, if in their place on me now clings a perfect pair of angel wings? Should then I find in other crowds, as I ascend above the clouds, heaven's light behind a door, and expect the me I was before? I just might be a different self if I could reach the upper shelf, or save one kitten from a fire if I could soar a little higher. With the wiggle of my chin, I change the colour of my skin, and bask in every warming shade as all the colours rise and fade. I wonder if I'd feel anew if I were a different hue, and note the tones of each inflection as I wear a new complexion. All my friends would run and quake if my belt became a snake, twisting up my back with ease and squeezing tight until I sneezed. With all my force I'd yell, "Kachoo!" hold my breath and split in two. Just think of all the things you'd do if there were another you. Adventure and its melody I fear could not be found, to move among a forest deep and not to hear a sound. A dragon pacing in its cave, a maiden calling to be saved, the clinking tones of every chalice as they toast me in their palace. Yet, without the guidance of my ear, their earnest cheers I would not hear, and thus confined I would resign to know those stirring chants weren't mine. I don't suppose I'd get that far if my brain were in a jar, floating in a jellied brine without a hope to pass the time, unless I were to seek and find another place beyond the mind. To think that which you once held dear in one swift thought could disappear, and in its place a new-found view may well appear in front of you. At night I dream this worldly scene is something like a movie screen, where all the actors come to play, take their bow, then step away. A director calls out from a chair, "Put those rivers over there, and bring me one white mountain top. Be careful now, right in that spot. I want 2 moons. No, make it 1. And over there, a blazing sun. I promise this'll be good fun when the scene is set and done. Attention please, all take your spots. You have your script, now here's the plot. What you are is what you're not, and remember what you once forgot. That even though the ground is firm, and scratches hurt, and matches burn, and buildings, they're as hard as steel, and time goes round just like a wheel. It isn't real, it isn't real. So, after all is said and done, and this wondrous mystery is unspun, with all existence beckoning me, am I still the me I see?